Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope your day and your week are going well so far. We've got a new day, which of course means a new MLB Player Prop video to share with you guys. But first, as always, people, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. We've got a solid MLB slate on tonight, and I have some great picks to hand out. But first, before we dive into today's picks, we have to recap how we did yesterday. And guys, make no mistake, we absolutely killed it yesterday. That's right. Big cash yesterday. I was feeling ballsy. I woke up yesterday, felt dangerous, and you know what? It paid off in dividends. 9 props overall I handed out yesterday. We cashed on 6 out of 9. Nice. 6 out of 9 props we cashed on, but the best part about all of it is that 3 of those 6 hits were plus money plays. So we made a lot of money yesterday. Really solid day. Yeah, we had a few misses in there, but we had so many more wins. And again, half of those wins being plus money plays fared very well for us. And guys, if you watched my videos before, you know when we have a day like yesterday, we got to break out the money gun. Let's go. There's one for you, and one for you, and one for you, and one for you, and one for everybody. We had an amazing night last night, guys. So let's see if we can't have another great night tonight. We are dialing it back a little bit. I only have 3 picks to share for today's slate, but they're 3 really solid picks, including 1 plus money play. Guys, let's keep the good times rolling. Let's dive into today's video. All right, guys, jumping right into the Outlier screen, wasting no time. Shout out to Outlier, the best sports betting tool on the market, guys. And if you want to make money in the sports betting landscape, you got to have a proper sports betting tool by your side. I tell you guys that every single day. And Outlier truly is the best sports betting tool on the market. It consolidates all the data that you need to make proper sports betting picks and puts it in one convenient and easy to find place. Guys, if you watched my videos before, you know what Outlier can do for you. If you haven't, consider subscribing to the channel and sticking around and watching the videos because they do provide a lot of data. And I only give you guys a little taste of what Outlier can provide. Especially with football season coming up, you're going to want to make sure you have a great sports betting tool by your side, and Outlier is the best that money can buy. And the best part is, when you use our link down below, you get a 7-day free trial to check it out for yourself. No cost to you at all. If you don't like it after 7 days, which I'd be shocked, you don't like it, you cancel, no cost to you at all. But guys, you can't miss this offer here. Link down below in the description, 7-day free trial to check it out for yourself. Shout out to Outlier for sponsoring today's video. All right, guys, diving right in with our first plus money play here, our only plus money play, I should say, of the day. We're going with the Cardinals-Reds game, 6:40 p.m. first pitch. We're going Kyle Gibson of the St. Louis Cardinals over 5.5 strikeouts. They're plus 130 on DraftKings. They're also available on FanDuel for plus 128. As always, guys, make sure to shop around at all sportsbooks for the best sports betting odds available. Little tongue twister there. By the way, comment cash down below if you're watching today's video. We had a great day yesterday. Hopefully we carry that into today's picks. Comment cashed down below. All right, Kyle Gibson, over 5.5 strikeouts. Let's finally get to the picks. I've said it like 5 times, and we're still rambling on. Kyle Gibson has cashed this line in 7 of his last 10 games, with a 70% hit rate, with an average of 5.5 strikeouts per game. Over the last 10 games, he's cashed in 3 of his last 4. His last 2 games, some pretty big performances. On August 8th versus the Rays, he had 6 strikeouts. And on August 3rd versus the Cubs, he had 7 strikeouts. So pretty good marks. Even if we go ahead and stretch the data out to his last 20 games, the data is pretty good. Over his last 20 games, you see a 60% hit rate for Kyle Gibson, an average of 5.3 strikeouts per game. This line is actually currently at 4.5 strikeouts for Kyle Gibson. I believe it's minus 160, so it's a little high, which is why I'm going with the 5.5 line for plus money. Of course, if you want to play a little safer, his 4.5 line, obviously you see the line there. It would look a lot better at the 4.5 line, but we're going to stick with the 5.5 because, again, we got the plus money play. We're feeling good. We want to see if we can win some extra units here. So far in 2024 for Kyle Gibson, a 55% hit rate on this over. 12 out of 22 games, this season, he's cashed the over. An average of 5.23 strikeouts per game, so pretty good mark. Honestly, if you change it to 4.5, it only gives him 1 more cash, so the data is pretty much the same. So I recommend just going with the 5.5 for plus money. But again, if you want to play it safe, you can, of course, go with the 4.5 for minus 160. Scrolling down here below, the insights provided by Outlier. Kyle Gibson has exceeded 4.5 strikeouts in 9 consecutive games on the road, an average of 7.2 strikeouts per game average over that span. So he's been really good pitching on the road in terms of his strikeout mark, which obviously fares really good for us here because they're on the road in Cincinnati tonight. And look at the matchup data below. Cincinnati batting versus right-handed pitch. You see the strikeout percentage. Overall in the season, really good. 27th in the league. It's bottom 3, which obviously is really good for us. 24.9%. Over the last 30 games, they have gotten better. Over the last 30 games, 22.3% strikeout rate. That's 15th in Major League Baseball. It's better. It's middle of the road still. It's not very good. Still a solid matchup overall. You see their walkouts, their walks slash strikeouts, 27th overall this year, 26th last 30 games. Overall, offensively, you do see that by the numbers, the Reds batting versus right-handed pitchers has increased over the last 30 games. You see batting average, they're top 20, OBP a little bit higher, and OBA is pretty much the same. But you do see some increases there, but I'm still not overly concerned with that. Again, their numbers are still overall pretty favorable for us here. And look at Kyle Gibson. He is in the 51st percentile, 21.7% strikeout rate, which is pretty good. Strikeouts per 9, 8.2, also 51st percentile, really good. Some overall pretty good numbers there. And we can go ahead and look at the head-to-head data, which I didn't show you guys before. You do see a 50% rate, but the important thing to keep in mind here is the one time he faced off with Cincinnati this year, back on May 28th, he had 6 strikeouts and was a 7-1 win for St. Louis. So we already cashed this line once versus the exact same team. Of course, it was earlier in the year. You have seen the last 30-game data. The Reds' offense is a little bit better this time around, but I still think 6 strikeouts is a very achievable mark for Kyle Gibson here. So pretty solid prop to start our day off. All right, guys, our second prop of today's slate. We're moving on to the Dodgers-Brewers game, 8:10 p.m. first pitch. We're going Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers over 1.5 bases. You can get that for minus 135 on DraftKings, minus 135 bet 365, and minus 165 for FanDuel. And again, data is solid on this prop. 6 of his last 10 games, Shohei has cashed the over with an average of 2.3 total bases per game. He's cashed it in 3 consecutive games, including the first 2 games of this series versus Milwaukee. You see 4 bases on August 12th and 4 bases last night on August 13th. So far in 2024, for Shohei, you see a 56% hit rate on this over. 66 out of 117 games this year, he's cashed this over with an average of 2.45 total bases per game. So pretty good overall season data there for Shohei. And again, the head-to-head data is pretty solid. 5 of his last 8 matchups versus the Milwaukee Brewers, he's cashed the over. It's a 63% hit rate with an average of 3 total bases per game. He's had a pretty good success versus them this year. He's faced off with Milwaukee now 5 times this season. He's cashed the over in 3 out of 5 games. You see some pretty big games there, 7 bases back on July 6th. Like I mentioned, so far in this series, he's cashed it twice already. So pretty good head-to-head marks there for Shohei versus the Brewers. Scrolling down below, the insights provided by Outlier. Shohei Ohtani has exceeded 1.5 bases in 4 of his last 5 games on the road, an average of 2.8 bases per game average, so pretty good marks there. And the matchup stats are really promising. Shohei has had 33 plate appearances versus Frankie Montas since 2018, a really large sample size when you're talking batter versus pitcher matchups. 407 batting average over Montas, again, on 33 plate appearances. Pretty solid. 515 OBP, 963 slugging. He's got 11 hits, 26 total bases, and 5 extra base hits. So he's had a lot of success hitting off of Frankie Montas in the past. And yeah, guys, the splits are absolutely fantastic here. The data is really solid on this prop. I see 2024 so far, a 298 batting average for Shohei. Across the board, solid marks to begin with, but then versus right-handed pitchers, you see an increase. 310 batting average, 330 BABIP. That's a slight increase there. ISO goes up to 384, pretty nice increase there. And the extra base hit percentage, 58.2%. That's actually insane. So really good numbers there, and it makes sense. He's got 5 extra base hits off of Frankie Montas since 2018, so really good marks there. But 58.2% extra base hit percentage, really good numbers there. And look at Frankie Montas not having the best of seasons, 5.10 ERA overall, 259 batting average allowed, 435 slugging with a 37.5 extra base hit percentage. But versus left-handed batters, it gets even worse. 6.24 ERA, 280 batting average allowed, 505 slugging percentage, and a 40% extra base hit percentage. Like I always say, guys, you got those high extra base hit percentage in both areas. That's what you like to see for total bases props, anyways. 58.2 versus 40%, really good numbers there. Really solid prop. The data's good, the matchup's good, the insights obviously provided by Outlier are really awesome. So really solid prop for minus 135. Yeah, I'm gonna absolutely hammer this prop. I would hop on this now, actually, because I have a feeling this prop will probably raise as the days goes on. Probably get up to like minus 145, maybe even minus 150. Again, the data is really good. I would not be surprised to see this keep rising. So you guys absolutely hop on and tail this prop. All right, guys, for our third and final pick of today's slate, I do have to switch screens here very quickly. Technical difficulties there. Apologies for me just staring at my screen for a couple seconds. But we have to switch over to the underdog screen because this is the underdog pick of the day. If you guys didn't know, we are officially partnered with Underdog Fantasy Sports here at Guy Boston Sports. We are officially in a partnership. And to honor this partnership, we have the underdog pick of the day, and they're giving you a special offer through us. When you use the special link down below or use promo code GuyBoston, they will match your first deposit up to $250. It's a fantastic offer, but it doesn't stop there. They will also give you a special pick as well. So really solid intro offer if you guys are not a part of Underdog Fantasy yet, especially with football season coming up. Fantasy football leagues, the daily pick'em stuff. Obviously, there's sports betting as well. There's a lot of cool stuff that Underdog Fantasy provides, especially with football season on the horizon. Here's your chance to go ahead and join, and they're giving you a pretty good offer. It's free money to go ahead and make bets to join more of these online leagues. It's really a lot of fun. So go ahead and take your special offer there one more time. Link down below. Promo code GuyBoston as well can also work, and they will match your first deposit up to $250 and give you a special pick. So to honor the partnership, here is the Underdog pick of the day. And the Underdog pick of the day is a pick we're actually going to run back from last night. We're going Yankees-White Sox, 8:10 p.m. first pitch. We're going Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases. Again, we hit on this yesterday. It's provided by Underdog for -120 odds. Shout out to Underdog. Really good marks. 6 of his last 10 games, he's cashed the over, including last night. Obviously, we had that hit yesterday, an average of 2.4 total bases per game. So far in 2024, a 52% hit rate on the over for Judge. 62 out of 119 games, he's cashed the over, an average of 2.48 total bases per game. And the head-to-head data is pretty solid as well. 6 of his last 8 games versus Chicago, he's cashed the over, an average of 2.75 total bases per game. He's faced off with the White Sox now 5 times this season. He's cashed the over in 4 out of 5 games, again, including 2 times so far in this very series. And if that didn't convince you, this data down below should. Aaron Judge has exceeded 1.5 bases in 4 of his last 5 games on the road, an average of 3.2 bases per game average on the road. With the key matchup stats, Aaron Judge, of course, having a great year as always, 332 batting average overall. Versus right-handed pitchers, you do see an increase to 340. His BA/BIP is practically the same, but his extra base hit percentage is a slight drop, but still very high at 48.2% versus right-handed pitchers. But this is all about matchup here versus an inexperienced pitcher in Davis Martin, who has a small sample size this year. Just 54 batters faced overall. Now, the numbers don't look terrible. 365 ERA, 239 batting average. But again, 54 batters faced. It's a very small sample size. But versus right-handed batters, again, only 27 batters faced. 6 ERA, 304 batting average allowed, 565 slugging, and a whopping 57.1% extra base hit percentage. Again, we don't have a ton of data to go off of there, but from what we've seen so far, he's struggled versus right-handed batters, and just in general, you have a younger and experienced pitcher with not a lot. He's a little green, right? Not a lot of, he's only pitched 12 innings this year so far, so not a lot to go off of there. Really solid matchup for Judge, who's been crushing. He's been crushing against the White Sox. He's been crushing overall this season. He hit this yesterday. I kind of want to take the home run prop again today with those extra base hit numbers. I could very much see a home run happening again tonight. He hasn't hit one in a little bit, but I'm not going to go ahead and put that in the official record. Although, guys, you want to go ahead and ride it. Just saying, I think it's another good day for an Aaron Judge home run prop. Unfortunately, Juan Soto stole all the home runs yesterday, but again, really solid prop here. I think Judge absolutely can hit a double or get multiple hits again off a pitcher like this. And Chicago, again, the worst team in baseball. Players like Aaron Judge, this is a stat padding game for Judge, and I expect him to do just that. So thank you one more time to Outlier thank you to Outlier, but also thank you to Underdog for providing that pick. So guys, there's all 3 picks from today's slate. Kyle Gibson over 5.5 strikeouts, Shohei Ohtani over 1.5 bases, and Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases. That is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, guys, for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. I will be back tomorrow with another MLB Player Prop video. Until then, I hope you're all winners. Have a good one, guys.